Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Knowledge. On one of the least shocking bits of news to ever hit this hobby, CGC is drastically raising their prices across the board on all their services. And I would say that this is coming as a surprise to a lot of people, but it's not a surprise. We've talked about this multiple times on this channel. As I make this channel, as I make videos, I'm always worried about which videos will age really well and which videos will age very poorly. Well, I'll tell you right now, every single video I've ever talked about CGC has aged very well because I've been spot on with everything I said. I already told you guys exactly this situation was going to happen. We already saw PSA drastically increase their prices before they completely shut down all new submissions. And we're seeing the exact same scenario play out with CGC. For a very new company, meaning CGC has not existed as a trading card grading company for over a year. And we've already seen multiple price increases. This one definitely being the most drastic across the board. But this is just the beginning of a series of events that will continue to play out. With this price increase, there's two extremely important dates to keep in mind. The first date to keep in mind is April 28th, because that means any online submissions you submit to CGC before April 28th, you will be grandfathered in to their old price structure, so you won't have to worry about the new prices. The only caveat to that is you have to make sure that your package is sent out and delivered to CGC by May 28th. So again, those two very important dates. You have to have your online submission of the cards you're submitting by April 28th. Then your cards need to arrive at CGC by May 28th. Keep those two dates in mind. It's extremely important because with these drastic price increases, now to submit a ton of cards, especially when it comes to the bulk service, you're going to be looking at a huge increase in dollar amount if you don't get your submissions to CGC as immediately as you possibly can. I would not waste any time if I were you. But now we'll start looking at the price increases, and the price increases are very drastic, especially when it comes to bulk. And please let me know down in the comments how reminiscent this is to you guys of exactly what PSA did before they closed. Because I'm just going to let everyone know right now, CGC will very soon close their doors and no longer accept new submissions until they can catch up on the backlog that they're going to have. Because I'll tell you right now, between today and April 28th, when the deadline is, they're going to see more cards come in than they have probably seen since the history of their company. That's how drastic it's going to be. So bulk, we saw prices go from $9 a card to $15. Yeah, the max value per card has changed a little bit. It went from $100 max value to $250. But that's a $6 difference for bulk. And now something extremely important to keep in mind is that a very small bulk order, I would say on average, is around 100 cards. That means per submission, you're going to be paying about $600 more to have the same exact service. That is a lot of money. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there very happy. I'm telling you guys, this is going to have huge long-running ripple effects in the market. I understand that everybody is, yelling from the rooftops and yelling from the mountaintops. The bulk slab era is coming, all this. Guess what? You're going to start to see a lot less of what we consider bulk cards be graded in the future because we're seeing grading costs rise so much, especially when it comes to the bulk services. A lot of people are going to question the cards they're sending and whether or not they're worth it to them. So the cards that have been previously graded at these lower dollar amounts, like my first CGC submission, all my bulk cards were graded at a little over $7 a card because you get a discount when you have a membership. So we went from $7 a card for a December submission. Now we're looking at $15 a card. That's over a 100% price increase. That is insane. It's a crazy time in the market, especially for the graded market. Next, we had a $7 price increase for economy. It went from $18 a card to $25 a card. The max value per card increased from 400 per card to 500. Standard, we saw a price increase of $10 from $25 to $30. And for Express, we saw a price increase of $20 from $40 to $60. And then for walkthrough, we saw a price increase from $75 to $125. And don't get me wrong, I believe that $75 was very cheap for a walkthrough type service. But now that they've creeped up to $125, CGC is hard positioning themselves to have their prices no longer be super competitive with PSA for some of their services like bulk and stuff like that. And the reason I understand you guys are going to say, no, PSA walkthrough services is way more. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is before PSA's most recent price increase, CGC's prices are now higher than PSA was. That's just something to think about. Yeah, when you look at PSA's now new current prices, it's not as drastic. I will tell you one thing right now. If PSA did not, drop the ball on this and have to double their prices and close up shop, there's no way CGC would be able to get away with this. Because if CGC went to these current prices they're going to, and PSA were still at their previous prices before their new price increase, there's no way CGC would have been able to compete with PSA. So when I'm telling you PSA is constantly dropping the ball, but what they are doing, and I told you guys this was potentially next level tinfoil hat type theory, that PSA would purposely close their doors to flood all these other grading card companies and flood them to a point that there was no way they would ever be able to actually grade the amount of submissions they were going to get. And I've talked about this. Would that be a crazy theory? Sure. But if you think about it, PSA could potentially have crippled CGC's turnaround times. And yes, I understand from bulk they're at 144 days. And I'm going to put together a submission tonight. I'm going to record it. I'll probably release it tomorrow morning. So when you guys are going to work, you could watch my submission video. I'm not going to show you all the cards because I don't want to do that, but I'll show you a little bit of it. But I'll tell you right now, the submission that I'm about to send out before this new price increase, again, the date to keep in mind is April 28th. The submission I'm going to send, I bet you I do not see this submission returned to me for over a year. Mark my words, mark the timestamp of this video. Let's go back in a year from now and watch it and see if I'm right. I guarantee you, I do not get this next submission back for over a year. You can throw 144 days out the window. That turnaround time is a make-believe at this point. CGC is going to get destroyed. They're going to be so swamped with cards. But you know what? Maybe CGC doesn't care. Maybe they'll just keep accepting cards forever until their turnaround times just, do exactly what PSA did and completely get out of control, and there's no way they could ever catch back up. But they're not going to do that. They'll have to close their doors very, very soon. And the reason they're going to have to still close their doors is even at these new price increases, they're going to have the same issues that PSA had. They're still going to get a ton of submissions even at these new dollar amounts. So it's a very interesting time in the hobby, and I hope you guys are excited about it. Yeah, does it suck that price increases for grading your cards is going to increase across the board? Hell yeah, it sucks. It sucks really bad. I'm a cheap guy when it comes to grading my cards. That's why I send everything at bulk, and I just, wait to see what the upcharges are. I don't care. But now is a different time, man. Whew, it is crazy. And I've been going off on such of a tangent, I didn't even remember the mention. Oh, yeah, by the way, their subgrades, which is the best thing about CGC, are going up money too. Now it's $10 per subgrade. Things just keep going crazier. So let's just break down that price real quick before. $15 for bulk, $10 for subgrades. You're now looking at $25 a card, the grade for bulk. Yeah, that subgrade increase is definitely the worst one. Man, that one hurts the most because I thought $7 was pretty tough, but yeah, $10 really sucks, guys. We are, guys. It's 2021. Everybody wants to talk about PSA. It's a sports cards. It's a sports cards. It's a sports cards. That's what's causing the turnaround times to happen. That's what's crushing the market. Psh, get out of here. Now we're going to see the exact same thing happen with CGC. Keep in mind, CGC is only grading Pokemon and Magic cards. And they're going to get so flooded with just those two trading card games, they're never going to be able to catch back up. Sure, they could hire people all day, but it's a little too late for that. And again, anybody that says CGC wasn't ready for this huge amount of submissions, well, I got a bunch of swampland in Florida I would like to sell you guys, because you're crazy if you believe that. I've been saying that in tons of videos. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think down in the comments. Were you ready for this price increase? Did you see it happening the same way I did? But hey, listen, if you've heard me rant about CGC and you're not subscribed to this video, hit that subscribe button. Other than that, hit the like button, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.